Welcome back to Straight No Chaser. I'm here with guest Nicholas Fernandez today. How's it going, Nick?
It's going well. How about you guys? Oh,
Pretty good. Yeah, same here. Same here. I'm a bit under the weather, so forgive me if that interrupts the mic a bit during the episode. Hopefully, it doesn't get too bad. But so I guess starting off with the interview, Nick, you recently graduated from Suffolk, and while you were in college, you founded two businesses. So I guess my first question for you would be, when did you kind of realize you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and when did you actually start? Uh, when did you actually found your business while you were in college? Like what year?
so prior to me starting either one of my businesses, I worked for two startups actually. I don't know if you guys heard of Insomnia Cookies.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, of
Yeah.
So
course. Wow.
I worked for them initially, and then I moved on to GoPuff, also known as Go Brands. I
Yeah,
don't know if you've heard of them. They're
I've
like
heard of
massive,
them.
massive right now.
Yeah,
So I worked for them, and I was like, yeah, this is something I like because I was there for both companies. I was there when they were like, I think in their initial funding stages. So I know what went into like growing the company, and they were like I would play multiple roles also when they came into Boston. So uh, that was like a inspiring moment there where I was like, you know what, this is something that I can do. And that's how like I stumbled upon Memmzy first, and then I also got into Credit Sage as well.
okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Uh, so I've actually had a couple roles at startups in college too, but so what did you make of them? Like, did you enjoy that like kind of environment? What was it like for you?
It was high stress. I want to say I enjoyed it, but in 2018 I did have a burnout moment, and then I did
Yeah,
take a year from Suffolk just to recover. But yeah, it is a high stress environment, because they expect so much from you for not. How do I put this nicely? They don't monetize everything. They'll expect a lot of things from you for the same pay as for like a for one position. Like they might want you to do 10 different things, but they'll pay you for like one of it. But
yeah,
it's a learning process, and I guess if you can go through that, uh, you're you're on your way to start something of your own. It helps you
Absolutely.
build the grit basically to start taking the L's when you start your own business.
yeah. You gain like
Yeah.
a wide range of responsibilities. Like you're not just stuck in one role.
Yeah.
With GoPuff specifically, I think the gig economy allows for like a lot of flexibility compared to most jobs. Like, did you find yourself liking that and being able to take advantage of like choosing your hours more so than most jobs?
Uh, so I worked as a operations manager for them in
Oh, okay.
2016. I think it was,
Awesome.
yeah, 2016 to 2018. I was there for a good yeah, 2.5 years almost. Uh, I mean, it was a fun experience. They didn't. The one thing is that they never shut down. They were always open. They were open for Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. So I remember working at Christmas there. It was busy because that was
Yeah,
only open. Yeah, it's
huge.
and we did have a lot of people, who enjoyed being drivers for GoPuff because they could pick up hours whenever they wanted, and they were open till like 4:20 in the morning. So you had people like doing their regular job and then coming, to drive for GoPuff for a few hours, or you had people waking up uh, at like early in the morning to do the 8 a.m. shift
Hmm.
before work. So yeah, I feel like the gig economy opens up a lot of uh, what do you call it, space where people can make extra few dollars that can go towards like their savings or paying off like the student loans or buying a new TV or
Yeah,
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 whatever.
absolutely.
It doesn't come out from your monthly junk.
yeah. You can
Yeah, right.
monetize your time a lot better.
Yeah, and like that, I guess that's why like Uber and Lyft and all those food delivery apps work really well because people can pick up uh,
Yeah.
offers or jobs
Yeah.
whenever they want. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you've also started two businesses. We're going to get into that a little bit. So, which one did you find first? And then, if you could tell us first about Memmzy, because you have an announcement as well for the upcoming week.
yes, so Memmzy was actually founded first, but we launched it recently because it's been
Okay.
3 years in the making.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, it's funny because I had a partner involved initially, but he had to step down. We had to gain funding because it's not just a service business. We had to actually get product. We had to like design our own packaging, then manufacturing. So we had to go to China. Then the just as Trump came in during that time, he posted more taxes and import restrictions. So that was a whole thing that pushed us back. So it basically it was 3 years in the making for us to be able to launch, and we had some hiccups with our website, but it's all worked out now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so
That's awesome.
you did I'm assuming you met like or connected with the manufacturer in China online and you must have been corresponding with them and then what like
Yeah.
as the trade war started to be implemented like did you make plans to go that you had to cancel or how'd that?
So we were trying to move it to India, but it was too late because we had already gotten the samples from them and we had placed a minimum order. We already paid them.
Yeah.
So we had to make it work. I mean, we ended up getting the shipping sorted out, but what happened was our all our product got stopped at the shipyard basically, and so we had to get a lawyer involved, get like a whole permit that we didn't know we needed. So that cost us a pretty penny. It was like about 800 or something just to get the permit. We got the
Yeah.
permit. Then we found out that we ourselves can't go and pick it up. Like we can't just get rent a U-Haul and get the boxes. We had to get a moving company involved. So we went to UPS. Then they picked it up for us. Then they said that we need to pay for like um, some shipping tax or whatever that we had missed. So we paid that, and then we finally ended up getting. And plus, then that's when like COVID hit as well, so it got delayed. We got the shipment, um, and then yeah, we just it's been a slight headache since last year, but we've gotten things moving. So
Okay. So I also have a question with
yeah.
working with the manufacturer. So since you get your product from the manufacturer in China, do they brand label it for you as well and then send the products to you who puts it in either a warehouse or like an office or something? Or are they also allowed to send it directly to the customer? Or in your case, do you store it somewhere? How exactly does that work?
So we get so just to clear your thing is that we get the actual product from distributors here, but
Okay.
are manufactured our labels basically the Memmzy labels from China. So
Okay.
they don't send anything to the customers. It all comes to us, and we
Okay.
package everything on our
Awesome.
end, and then we ship it. So
Perfect. I like that.
So you actually you store all your product yourself as well then?
yeah, we operate out of two storage units. Like we have one for just like packing and going through the whole process, and then we one is just purely just to store everything. So we have a really big storage unit just stores all our um, uh, material, and then one is just like so we can like quickly pack orders through and send it out. So
That's
Oh wow.
awesome. So I'm assuming Memmzy has its own website that people can
yeah,
go on, get the subscription.
yeah.
Are you in talks with any like major retailers as well, or anywhere that you're potentially thinking about also selling it as a second avenue?
That's the thing. So we currently we offer like always and like always Tampax, basically Procter and Gamble products. Uh,
Okay,
so we that's how we beat the prices that you can get in store,
awesome.
and that's the whole idea about it. So we want to give convenience to our customers' needs. So the whole thing is it's all online. We don't want to go to stores because we want to avoid people actually going to stores to get those products. You know,
Perfect. That's a good explanation.
The way Memmzy was born is we wanted to service a need,
Hmm.
not push a want down their throats. So
Absolutely.
the package is like compact. It's the most affordable package out there. It's even cheaper than going to the store uh, to like buy the same products. And you get everything you need for your period, sent to you every month.
Wow.
And we
Now,
yeah,
are you
sorry.
using Facebook or like Google to push advertisement at all, to get
Uh,
product or
so
to get customers to the site?
we have spent zero on advertising to
It's
date.
impressive.
Yeah, and we will be spending more money towards that. We've just not spent any money towards it right now because we're still like ironing some things out.
Hmm.
But we have just crossed over, I think, as of I think yesterday, day before yesterday, $1,300 in sales. Uh,
Wow.
we have about 12 customers. We have one corporate client, and we are in talks of getting our first university to offer it to their students in dorms. So
That's a good partnership, actually, going to universities.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
I
I
was
think
gonna
this
ask actually,
is due to
how
COVID.
do you how do you plan on advertising it? Like, what's your idea for marketing it?
I think we're gonna go with Instagram and Pinterest because those are the two I think avenues that women are a lot on. So that
Okay.
that's one of the two places we will be using our funds uh, to gain more
And is
customers.
it gonna be, is it like you're paying for advertising or is it gonna be free advertisement for like the foreseeable future?
As of now, it's all been free. We've spent zero. So I want to say come summer we will be spending money towards it. Like we just don't know what we want to go with. Like, do we want to go hard with the campaign, or do we
Yeah.
want to just a post a day saying that, hey, like, this is something you need. So we're still deciding that, and we need to allot funds towards advertising because that's like the most important part about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So could you break down the different subscription types and like what's included in each one?
Right, so the most basic subscription is a standard subscription. It has the core product like your pads, tampons. You can get both of them, or either one.
Absolutely.
Then we have the cleanser, which is basically the wet wipes. So whenever you go out, let's say you don't have access to water, you got the wet, your flushable wet wipes. Then you have the grooming tool, which is basically your razor with the gel. And then you have the last item, which is the treat. Basically, you have an option between chocolate, milk chocolate that helps with cramps, or you could do like green tea. So if you're trying to go the health
Awesome.
route, and
I like that.
all of this comes in a nice package, so you have that experience of opening up something every month. And yeah, that's the most basic package. Then we have a deluxe, which is 29.95. It's got the same things that the standard has, except in the grooming option, you have a choice between waxing strips or razors.
Here, I
It's
actually I have your website up right now. I can pull it up while you talk about it.
For
Yeah.
scene two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and then you have like in the deluxe option uh, you have a fifth option which is called the special, where you have
Okay.
option between my doll
Okay.
or eating patches, so you can pick between that. And then we do a gift subscription, which is, let's say, like a significant other wants to gift a subscription to their spouse or their girlfriend. They can go with that route, and like basically you'll pay for it, but your boyfriend or wife or whatever will get to pick whatever they want in it. And then we do the corporate subscription, which is basically a standard subscription, but it's for corporations. So
Yeah, do you guys
they
offer tea with your with the products too?
yeah, and all packages come with free bath bombs
Oh
uh,
wow.
every month. So yeah,
Okay. Wow. That's pretty cool. And
it's basically everything they need for their period.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I'll just go through a few more of the pages you guys got on your website, but you guys can continue the interview while I go through it.
Absolutely. So In terms of the announcement for Suffolk, what does that entail? Like, what's in the works?
So Suffolk Ventures, which is by Suffolk, has this competition, this pitch competition that they do. I think once every 2 years or 3 years. And I heard about it. I think last month, the month before that, and I was like, why not take part? So I filled in the application, and then last month we heard that we got selected, and this Friday we get to pitch. So it's going to be fun. So
That's
there's 10
awesome.
finalists who got picked. All of us got about $250 to make the pitch happen. So and if we win, we get a chance to win up to 10K in funding. So
Wow,
Wow.
Wow.
that's super exciting. Well, we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is
Good
there
luck.
any way?
That is really cool.
So is the pitch to like a panel that's selected by Suffolk, or is there any way that people can participate?
I think anybody can watch it. They have the links out already.
Okay.
It's going to be on 23rd at 6 p.m. and there's 10 participants, and yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe we'll actually post that out on the Straight No Chaser Instagram. We'll let people know where to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
it's
awesome.
going to be fun.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's that website's really well developed, I gotta say.
Yeah,
What software did you use
Yes.
to edit and develop that website actually?
WordPress, WordPress,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it looked like WordPress. I love WordPress. It's like very user friendly.
several plugins to make it work.
Yeah, and you can do so much
Yeah.
on there. That's what I've been using for my like personal blog.
Yeah, WordPress is really good.
I've actually never even looked at WordPress.
Yeah, WordPress is great. I could actually tell.
Your
Like,
mic.
I thought it. WordPress. At it. It's really cool design.
Yeah. And then did you guys have any other follow-up questions?
Oh, did you want to maybe tell the audience about the second company you've started as well, and maybe where that's in its development? Because we have we talk a lot about business on the show. It's actually cool to have an entrepreneur on who's got some experience in both the startup world and the like starting your own business as well, like the
Yeah.
entrepreneurial spirit.
I want to attach one more thing to Memmzy,
Oh yeah, of course.
which is why it was one of the things that inspired me to get into it as well. So what we do every month is we donate 5% of our profits to All Women Shelter. We
That's awesome.
we're currently partnered with Rosie's Place and Women's Lunch Palace as well. So we, instead of just giving them the money, we actually buy 5% extra of our products like pads and tampons. That's what they require. The whole reason we do that is because 40% of the whole homeless population in the United States are women, and they need to choose between begging for food or hygiene products every month. So the one way that we can help with that is basically, uh, you know, provide it to the homeless shelters, and then they can make the impact from their reach. So that was one of the things I wanted to have from day one,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. That's very inspirational as well. I've heard of Rosie's Place, and like that's a great idea as well because you have products that can actually help people. So
yeah,
like, you know what I
and
mean?
provide
Thanks
at
so much.
distributor prices, so it's cheaper for us uh, than actually giving, if you just give them the money, they'll not get as much product uh,
Hmm.
than what we get, because we get them at distributor prices. So
Love
it
hearing that.
goes along.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then your second company as well, if you want to talk about where it's
Yeah,
in development.
it's Credit Sage. It's a
Okay.
credit rebuilding platform. So there's two sides to it. There's one where we help people build their credit, and then the other one is we pay people for having good credit. Uh,
Hmm.
so what we do basically, there's authorizers, the person who has good credit, and then you have the user who has bad credit. We connect them together. We have the authorizer add the user on their card, on their credit card. Of course, the authorizer needs to have like certain requirements to be the authorizer. Basically, they need to have 720 plus as a credit, have less than 30% of utilization, and yeah, they'll basically qualify to be authorized. And they can add the user on their card. They have them from anywhere between 6 months to 12 months, depending on the term that the user picked, and they get 40% of the trade line. And basically, that's all the user does. They pay a monthly fee and they see their credit go up.
Oh, that's actually a really intelligent idea to like raise your credit score to be linked to an authorizer that then like allows you to build a better credit score over time. I like that
Yeah,
concept.
Yeah.
that's like a lot of parents do for their teenage kids. Like they'll add them on their credit card, have their own credit basically supplement for theirs to build it up, you know.
Yeah.
And when they turn 18, they already have like great credit. So it's the same concept, just with strangers basically. So we don't uh, the authorizer doesn't have all the information about the user, but just enough to add them on their card. And yeah, the user just has to do what they're already doing, and that's about it. Like they'll see their credit go up by minimum by like 30%.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that concept.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's a good concept for a business. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. And so, where's that company in its stage of development? Like, where are you guys right now in terms of like
we
product
actually
construction?
we're actually doing pretty good. We started off in 2019.
Okay.
And we launched. Yeah, we launched in 2019. The I got the idea early 2019. By the end of the year, we launched, and right now we we have about 35 customers.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's self-sufficient. It runs on its own. So
I was gonna say for that amount of time, it's actually some pretty good growth.
and yeah, again, like zero advertising. It's just word of mouth. Like almost every customer that I've gotten is because someone else has recommended them. They were like, "Hey, my credit's gone up, and you should use them." And we have a good affiliate program as well, where we give them 10% for any person that you bring in a person, you get 10% for their whole trade line term. So,
Wow. That's sick.
and as a company, we keep 60% of the trade line. So, and it costs us barely anything just to keep the website up. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have I would have one point of concern here is so if you're like an authorizer, like someone with good credit, and you meet someone through the website that you want to authorize to your account, couldn't they end up bringing your score down?
no, because the thing is, the whole thing is you don't have their address, you don't have their email, you don't have their phone number, you just have their full name and their social, right? So once you add them, like we have this whole procedure in place. You get rid of the email. If you do get a credit card that gets sent to your house, you just have to cut it, send us a picture, and that's how your payments start.
Ah, wow.
That's a really
So
smart concept.
there's no connection between the authorizer and user.
And the account, okay.
In
Or
fact, the user
between the user and the account, okay.
authorized.
Wow.
They'll just see they'll just see every month, like if they have a Credit Karma app or any credit tracking app, they'll just see the bank that they've been added on and the amount showing up, basically extra credit that gets offered to them
Yeah.
that they can't use, basically.
And I'm guessing so in the actual building of this, you must have had to work with some pretty advanced developers, huh?
Yeah, it took some time because it's while I explain it, it's actually a dumbed down idea, but it's slightly complex. And
Yeah.
people, anytime they hear credit cards and they're like, "Oh, do I need to add someone? I don't know if it's going to be safe." Uh, but like that's the thing. Like the user has never met you. They don't know who you are. They don't get they don't get the supplementary card that you get
Okay.
uh, when you make the account. So
So they don't
that
have access. So it's basically like if you were to open a new line of credit, that's what it would count as in your
yeah, exactly. And it's basically you opening a credit card and never getting to use it.
and never getting charged on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just shows up as credit offered to you with the existing credit that you have, and that's how your utilization starts to go down.
Yeah, both of these are really cool, man. Wow. That's,
Yeah, I like both of them.
You put a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
awesome.
work into it.
I think they're saying you see a lot of growth too.
Yeah, for sure.
So, kind of going with the theme of this episode so far, we've talked about online businesses, too, that Nick have started himself. So the e-commerce market is growing very quickly. It's at over $5 trillion as it stands today globally. Consumer trends are showing that more people are buying things online. They're being influenced more by technology over time. There are multiple companies that are seeing massive returns. Amazon's one of them. You're also seeing it from Google, or Alphabet is the stock ticker. Shopify and then Square are also growing as well. And then for the Asian markets, you have Alibaba, JD.com, and then you also have Walmart in the US as well. So going off of these companies, I was just wondering what your guys' opinions on where this market's going, the shift away from retail shopping, and how big you see e-commerce getting over time.
Yeah, so I think we've definitely discussed this before on the show, actually.
Yeah, we definitely have.
How like online shopping is overtaking. I see it continuing, honestly. I mean, you definitely saw like a huge spike in it, obviously, throughout the last year. But I think it's just because of the convenience, like, and the widespread availability of products online. I think e-commerce is going to continue to grow. However, I think there's going to be certain products that people just want to see in person, like for example, like clothes and accessories, like jewelry and stuff. And honestly, a lot of electronics. I know people typically buy those online, but many people also want to like try it out if it's like something that they haven't used before.
Or
So
like
that and
furniture.
appliances. Yeah,
I think,
furniture, appliances, electronics, and clothes. I think you're still going to see a decent amount of people buy it in person. But I think stuff like big sales is going to be way more like online. And like you're going to see people starting to get stuff like groceries and like regular everyday items online.
I already started getting groceries online. It's so convenient in the city. In the city, it's amazing. Because the
All
thing
right, so
about city
basically,
grocery stores is like half the time they run out of stuff. Like if you go anytime after the morning, they don't have half the stuff you want.
I think what the internet has done is kind of like rapidly advanced globalization in the fact that like you pay less for goods now than you probably ever have in any point in human history because global markets are so intertwined that even with cars, like you can have a part made in Taiwan, you can have a part made in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, China, India. You can have all these like different manufacturing hubs that have the like most competitive advantage in a niche market that then come together to either make a final product or just make something like standardized. And I think like that has actually like advanced the human race probably more than almost anything in the sense that we can have more stuff now than we've ever had before.
Yeah.
And you're only going to see online shopping increase over time because people don't want to go to that through the hassle of leaving their house to get stuff. Also, like with the rise of logistics delivery being like 1 day shipping, 2 day shipping, I don't see that changing anytime soon.
I think it also
I mean,
increases competition too, because now you don't actually have to pay to store or create products. Well, you got to pay to buy products that have been created for you, maybe, and then you can also have a fee taken out for storage fees. You don't have to technically own anything to make and store a product anymore. All you need is a laptop.
true. Some people still opt in to like store their own products though because there
Yeah.
are some advantages to like either
Oh,
side
yeah.
of the equation.
I'm just saying
There's more quality assurance to it as well.
I think it creates more business competition than retail traditionally. I think
Oh, for
that's
sure.
yeah. So that's kind of a pro for it.
Nick, what are your thoughts on the growth of e-commerce and where the market's going? Did
I
you
mean,
run to
with the options you have just basically on your fingertips, like if you enter Target, you can't just see, oh, is this product cheaper in Walmart at the same time. You have, and if you do want to see it, you pull out your phone, you'll see,
Yeah.
hey, it's actually cheaper in Walmart. So right now, like
I don't disagree. I think these trends are there to stay, especially with the convenience you get of just shopping online. You don't have to worry about actually getting dressed up as well. Like you can, you out of something, you could literally say, Google, like get me, or add this to the shopping list and order it, or Alexa, add coffee beans to my shopping list. Yeah, it's there to stay. This trend is there to stay for at least products that you get convenience on, like groceries and um, anything that you require, I guess, monthly, uh, like your water, or basic necessities that we saw, actually that we needed most during 2020, uh, is there to stay. There's no, like, I don't see a future where we go to malls to
I agree.
to like shop for those specific things. But yeah, if you
Yeah.
do want for window shopping, yeah, like we might have more so like outlets where you could just go and try on something. Once you like it, you go home and buy it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only
Yeah.
that's
the only
kind of what I
segment
do.
I actually think the only segment of retail that's actually difficult to get rid of are like stuff like Walmart and Target, where they try and provide the lowest product cost to consumers, only because like you're gonna see a lot of like fancy boutiques and like stores that are like mom and pop go out of business, but it's gonna be the ones like Marshalls, TJ Maxx that offer like really low
Yeah.
product costs that are going to be hard to kill for like online businesses,
TJ
but they still might be able to do it over time.
TJX
Yeah,
brands are
uh,
so well run.
even Walmart right now is doing something very similar to GoPuff. So you could get all your groceries uh, basically delivered to you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true
wow.
too. They've embraced the technology as well. It's a good point.
I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, but I still think like designer products and stuff like handcrafted products like watches and jewelry and like designer clothes and stuff. I still think that's never going away as
Well, I
far
think
as like in-person
But there's not
shopping.
many of those stores, is what I'm trying to say.
I would.
Like how many
Yeah, but
Gucci or Versace stores are there? Like
yeah, but not
realistically,
even just that though.
Well, I
Just
think
like
it depends on where you are.
yeah, like I still think outlets like Adidas and stuff are those people still prefer to shop there often.
I would say.
I think you're living
Walmart-
in the past, is what I think.
No, I disagree.
Bro, you're not gonna buy
Actually,
like designer watches and shit online. You're gonna want to try that shit on.
Yeah, I mean those. I mean, that's a very niche market. You
Yeah.
see very
Yeah.
selected people, uh, going to buy this. And if it's like the regular man, that person is definitely doing a lot of research before they go and make one of those
Yeah.
purchases.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah,
I
probably
think
say,
it's funny
"Oh,
you brought up the.
it's down $1,000. Maybe this is the time I should buy it." Or,
yeah, yeah.
I thought it was funny that you brought up, Nick, when you were like you're comparing prices in store online. So like
On
if you
your
see a
phone,
product, if you see a product in like Target, you look it up on Amazon, you look it up on Walmart to compare prices. I do that all the time now. Like if you think
I
about
do that too. Yeah, that's one of the things that came to my mind. I was like, yeah, like if I'm going to buy like electronic items, especially, and even if I'm in Best Buy, I'll go on my phone. I'll be like, is this cheaper anywhere else? Like, can I get it cheaper by Amazon?
Yeah.
Or is Walmart having something like? It's just the future right now. So
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, well, I do
Oh.
that too, but I think Abhi's right. I don't think it's just niche markets. I think it's like appliances and stuff people typically
Yeah.
also are gonna want because I don't know, like I personally like a lot of stuff I will end up buying online, but I still prefer to go in person to try it out, like whether it be clothing or
I think
appliances.
furniture would
people
be
like
really hard
going
to
to
do
yeah,
online. And
people
then,
like going out to shop too, so
but
I don't
yeah,
think like
that's the other thing about like retail and clothing shopping. I think we'll see them survive in cities where people are walking around throughout the day. Like London just had like one of their main shopping districts open back up, and like lines, people were willing to wait in lines that were like hours long. Like people want to do that, especially in urban areas.
yeah.
I think in
Which I
suburban
find
areas,
funny.
retail will die out much faster. But
See,
there will
and I
still
find
be
that ironic.
places that you gotta. People just prefer to buy in person. Like,
Yeah.
I guess like cars, you have to go in person even if you find it online.
That's
Furniture,
true.
some clothes. I think there will always be a need to have clothes in person. I don't really like buying clothes online.
Well, I
Same,
think
people like to
the
try
thing you're
shit on,
getting
and I
at.
think it's also ironic too because that you said suburban areas because like what else is there to do in some areas besides go to the mall? At least in the city, like there's entertainment and stuff.
I think that's
I
the
also
market
agree.
Simon
In the city,
brands.
there's like a lot more high-end
The one
shit.
thing I will say is the more regulated a market is, like say you're trying to purchase a car, there's a lot of information exchange that needs to take place and documents that have to be signed in order to get a car. So like, or like take medical or recreational marijuana, for example, the fact that you have to like show your ID multiple
Verify,
times in a
yeah.
dispensary. There's some things that require a lot of verification that probably will always have to have in-person presence. But I see like a lot of the other stuff, even like furniture. You could buy furniture online and have it
I
delivered.
just want to chime in when you said marijuana. So there's a not a startup, but there's a company called Weed Maps that actually delivers medical marijuana to your house.
What, wait,
Wow.
what?
Yeah,
Do
I
they
know-
like
I
do you
know
take like
that.
a
Wait,
photo of
what's
your
it called
license
again?
or something?
It's called Weed
I know
Maps.
this.
So
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if they're operating in mass, but there's
Ooh.
few other states where if you have a medical marijuana license, you could just get it delivered to your house.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, so they
And-
probably get access to like the state registry of who's.
Yeah. So it's not. I don't think they do recreational yet, but medical, yeah. So if you have like a medical marijuana license, you could just get it delivered. Even in fact, there's apps for like everything now. Like if you want to shop for clothes, there's one. Uh, I know my ex used to use it. It's just basically like you just go on, stand to the mirror, and you could pick like the dress or whatever, and it'll show you like a fit. If it's some,
Oh,
there's
wow.
there's one for furniture as well. Like Home Depot has one for paint. You could just go download the app. Like say
Yeah.
you want to change the color of your room, you just point the app towards the place, change
Yeah.
the color you want to do.
Wow.
Paint.
There was actually, I was reading about this freshman year of college. Actually, there was a company in our entrepreneurship book where they developed an app where they use AR, and it'll
Yeah.
bring the dimensions of like a sofa or like any kind
you-
of
yeah, I
furniture,
think
and
IKEA
it'll
has
like
that as
make
well.
it. Yeah.
So you could just pick the product and then point it towards the direction, and it'll fit it in there
Yeah.
in real time, so you could see how it'll look.
So I feel like the big takeaway from this is just that like more markets are just being exposed to disruption. So the idea that retail's like gonna have some niche markets that stick around is like maybe for niche stuff it'll be prolonged, but like overall everything's shifting to online essentially.
Well, I think online's gonna grow in popularity, but I still don't think like malls and like shopping centers are going away anytime soon. That's what
That
I'm
I
saying.
disagree with. It depends on where they are because you need high
Yeah.
levels of foot
I think it
traffic.
depends
It's
on
going away
location.
in rural and suburban lands. 20 to 30% of them are already gone. So it's like it's
Yeah.
already happening. It's just gonna accelerate.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
which
only
again
ever
is kind
see-
of unfortunate because those people already don't like they drive everywhere and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I
last
only
The only
thing
place
they
you
need is
have
less
great
places to
options-
go outside.
The only place you have great options typically, like nowadays, are in the cities because you need high levels of foot traffic to keep your doors
Yeah.
open.
And I only ever see one brand in the suburbs at any mall nowadays. Simon Malls. Every mall you pass, it's Simon. Like I haven't seen any other brand.
Maybe in New Hampshire, but not.
What
in
even is
Mass.
Simon? I don't know.
Yeah, in
that.
Mass, nothing's like that.
Are you kidding me? There's tons of Simon malls in Mass.
Where?
There's one near where what is it? Plainsville.
Plainville.
Great name for
Plainville,
a
yeah.
town.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
Rochester.
Simon. There's a Simon Mall and outlet there. I'm sure
Yeah,
there
I
are
never
more in
go there.
Mass. I wouldn't doubt it.
Near
In
in
Virginia,
like the
it's
city
all
suburbs,
Simon
there's none.
outlets and malls.
Like
I
near
just want to
Boston.
touch upon it because I thought like an
Well,
important
yeah,
point to
because
bring
near
up.
Boston, there's Boston.
Yeah, but even out in Natick and Burlington, it's like it's not.
I don't
People go
think
to
like
those malls too.
we've had better markets than now ever because if you think about how much stuff we're able to accumulate like per person, it's incredible how much like the markets have advanced since globalization has taken over, and same with technology like AI in manufacturing is going to allow us to do so much more over time.
The other thing that's also I will say is like
Sad, Burlington
oh,
Mall is a Simon Mall.
is it really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Bro,
I
I'm
had no
telling
idea.
you, most malls are Simon Malls nowadays. It's a monopoly. Like, I don't see any, like, they own
Is
friggin'
Natick
everything.
Mall one too?
I
Is
don't know,
Natick
let
and
me look it
Cambridge
up.
Side Mall?
Cambridge side might
Oh.
not be.
Cambridge Side's old as fuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Alrighty, I think
I
that's
just
it.
hope I hope online shopping doesn't kill small businesses though. That's like the my big takeaway, at least especially for areas outside of the
Well,
city.
there's the only two industries I couldn't see like dying are probably like hairdressing and like barber and restaurants because like you kind of have to go in person unless they start showing up to you off of an app that's created,
Well, there's
you know,
food.
barber in person that just like shows up to your house and gives you a fresh
I think
trim.
there was something like this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
What about like a car wash? Imagine if there's people who show up to your house and just wash your car for you. That's probably the thing.
Honestly,
You
I
wash
wouldn't
your
be
own
surprised
car.
if there's an app for
Like
that now,
mechanics.
too.
There,
Some
there
guy
were-
comes to your house like a whole NASCAR pit crew. They just like wash your car, change your tires and shit. That's probably gonna be
for
a thing.
gas as
So
well, actually.
You don't.
yeah,
You don't even have to go to like a garage to customize your car. They just send in like a NASCAR team. They take it apart, replace all the
Scotty show.
parts you want in there, put it back together.
about bars and clubs. Is there an app that just brings the club to your house? Because if there is, I'm getting.
I don't know about that one. See, that's the one thing I couldn't see going away. Because people will like the restaurant atmosphere. I feel like fine dining and like the restaurant industry, like you like to go out. I feel like
Same
that's
with
part of the
clubs.
human experience. At least I still enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I think clothing retail might last a little longer.
I agree.
We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. I know my sizes, so.
Yeah, I mean, you can
It's
know your
small.
sizes, but even if you go online, like sometimes it just doesn't fit right.
I guess
That's true.
Yeah,
anything
same.
that
People like trying shit on.
experience out of is here to stay for now. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I saw. That's
Well,
why I
see-
said like barber and like I could see those two like
I think
sticking around
maybe
for a while.
it might change generationally. So like we'd have to see like maybe like when people our age start having kids, what those kids start doing. You know.
This could be like straight out of Wall-E, where everyone's in like one of those floating
Yeah.
chairs and it's like 400
That's what I'm
pounds.
afraid of.
Yeah.
Everything going online.
That'd
That
be
society's
awful.
gonna end up like that.
Yeah, and if you run and bike and stuff, people will be like, "Look at that weirdo." You'll be ousted.
Yeah.
You'll be the joke of society.
Yeah, if that's ever a thing, count me out of society.
Alrighty, I
It's
think
not
that
good for society, guys.
That's exhaustive for this topic. If you guys want to move on
Yeah.
to the next one.
So, speaking of things that aren't good for society, a lot of people, well, I guess it's changing this year a lot, that perception, but a lot of people, I would say, are still opposed to maybe the changes cryptocurrency is bringing in. Maybe it's not necessarily opposed to cryptocurrency, but opposed to investing in it because it's so highly volatile. But I have recently gotten very into cryptocurrency, so I just like to. It's a huge topic. Blockchain is super complex, but I'll explain it in my basic understanding because I'm still pretty new to it. So blockchain, the reason why it's so popular is it's extremely secure. It's one of the most secure ways to host transactions. The way it works is like a series of computers on a network. When someone wants to make a transaction, are like they operate within a blockchain platform, and when they put in for that transaction, it activates a series of computers to send in miners to go secure that transaction. And once that transaction is created, it becomes a block. And it's basically an online ledger. It's like it's a ledger that's not stored on any one specific database. That's my understanding of how blocks are actually made. So you basically get a bunch of hash codes with that block. The hash code tells you like one side of the block, what came before it, and then it gives you one for your block, so you can see the whole ledger basically. Yeah, it's really cool. And so some of the actual technology being developed because of this, one huge thing right now, it's developed on Ethereum's platform. It's called smart contracts. Smart contracts are huge. So I know law firms are probably looking into it right now. I actually know for a fact that well, I guess I don't know for a fact because I heard it on Clubhouse, but you come in onto these like cryptocurrency group chats on Clubhouse, and like you hear lawyers talking about trying to learn how to code in Solidity, which is the coding language for if you want to build decentralized apps on blockchain. Uh, Basically, smart contracts, what they allow you to do is it's like automated contract processing. So, say you want to sell a house, it basically cuts the middleman out. So, there's less fees for user to buyer. And it's extremely secure. Basically, when the contract is created, the key to like your house, if you have it online, would be stored in a block. Once the payment comes in to that contract, it'll create another block. It'll release that key to the buyer. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty insane. And blockchain has tons of other applications, but I'll talk about in terms of an investing standpoint. The two biggest and most like well-known and verified right now are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the reason why Bitcoin and Ethereum are so great right now is they're proven. So the reason why Ethereum is so popular is it's necessary to exchange coins. Like when you want to swap one coin for another, and it's not Bitcoin, on most of your wallets, you're gonna need Ethereum for that swap to go through, because what happens when that request for a block to get mined goes out, those people get a fee. So that's what miners are getting out of this. And from my understanding, the people who are miners have to spend a lot of money on having really powerful computers to actually secure those transactions. Like, they're spending money to gain nanoseconds to hit a miner. Like, yeah.
I think the other point with Ethereum is that a lot of those altcoins that you swap from Ethereum are actually developed through like the Ethereum platform, which is why that Ethereum is like seen as so essential, and especially crypto markets.
Yeah, the big thing about it, so Bitcoin was created as an actual transactional currency, and it's actually already being implemented in transactions with businesses, peer-to-peer. It's always been used that way. So now people are investing in it because they find it a better investment than gold. Like it'll increase more exponentially in value over time, and as more and more people get into it, it can only go up, and that's pretty much the general outlook for Bitcoin. And I believe in that outlook.
It's because of there's no more like Bitcoin doesn't grow its coin base over time.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of coins that are available at all times, which is why over time they see it as such a good investment. Because if you think about it, if there's oversaturation of people looking for it, it's a supply and demand issue. So the value is just going to grow over time,
I think what they do is they go through like rounds of where they remove coins off the market and create coins just to regulate the amount in there.
I know they keep it at the same amount. I don't know what the coin limit is, but they don't go above it. Like that's why Bitcoin is seen pretty much as gold, because there's a finite amount that can never, be.
They created
increased.
Scarcity.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but it worked really well.
So then, moving on to the second biggest thing that I think is also around to stay is Ethereum. And Ethereum is really cool because Ethereum basically built a platform that allows people to develop apps. Like, they built a platform that allows people to, like, experiment with the blockchain. Like, things that people never would have even like dreamed of. Now Ethereum has given that access to, like, to buy and sell art completely online. They're called NFTs, so they're basically like people can upload their imagery onto certain apps, and if they have a wallet connected to it, you now have a block that can store your art, and someone can buy that art from you. There's stuff like that, and then there's the smart contracts. Those are built on Ethereum, and now there's constantly new like people hosting wallets and tons of new exchanges. exchanges are where you can swap a certain amount of coins for other coins, but Ethereum is used almost completely on every single one as a gas fee. So anytime you want to make a transaction, it costs Ethereum as a fee. And then tons of other new coins. Like, there are coins that can get created to tax businesses on their carbon emissions. There are also coins that they'll create and give to businesses who reduce their carbon emissions. Like, it's the applications are like endless on what blockchain can do. I think it's amazing. And then yeah, I think VeChain and Cardano, pretty cool, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Worth looking into.
I just wanted to, or you can go, Nick.
Go ahead.
Are you sure? I just wanted to mention quickly on a global scale, Turkey, the government of Turkey is actually banning cryptocurrency in transactions inside of the domestic economy. And the reason for this, and I think you might see more central banks do it, is that the lira, which is domestic in Turkey, is very volatile. So people are choosing to store their assets or cash in cryptocurrency because it tends to be more stable than the domestic currency there, which kind of poses a risk of what's going to happen to like more governments if their currencies become unstable. Is it either going to be that they allow crypto to operate as like a new exchange in their country, or are they going to ban it similar to how Turkey has done?
Well, how'd they regulate that?
Well, I don't know how they regulate it per se, but I do know that you're not allowed to conduct transactions, at least with cryptocurrency. So they might just ban the exchanges and the like the platforms that use.
The thing is, if you get the right apps for whatever device you use to connect to the internet, you can bounce your IP address to somewhere else in the world, and you're back in business on exchanging crypto. Just like that.
Here's where you have a point. Like, for a very intelligent user of the internet, yeah, that's an option. But like, we're talking about people who are just living their daily lives. Like, it will probably be in effect for most people who would have previously had the choice of using cryptocurrency. Which, it's interesting to see how other central banks will react. But Nick, you can go ahead with your point on crypto before
I was gonna say real quick, actually. Also, I looked up Iran, India, Bangladesh, and Thailand have also
banned it. Yeah.
Banned
the BRIC?
cryptocurrency.
Is it the BRIC nations doing it?
Some of them.
Perhaps.
Well, actually,
all right,
not
Nick,
Brazil.
Nick, what was your point? I just wanted to hear it from you.
I was gonna bounce off the thing where you spoke about Ethereum is going to be, I guess, even bigger than Amazon, because just because of the smart contract that they offer, basically anybody can get in. In fact, we are planning to take cryptocurrencies for Memmzy as well, because I've been a big believer in altcoins since actually 2009. I actually bought my first Bitcoin in 2013.
Wow!
I bought a few more in 2015 and 2016. So I got it way before the first wave.
Yeah.
And I still have quite a few. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, a fun ride going in one direction.
In fact, like when I bought Ripple back in 2017, recently when I was in Japan, I got to use it too. So that was fun to see, like real world application. I bought sushi, but like still.
Do you have a cold storage wallet? Treasure?
Yeah, I have a Ledger, and I have like some. So I don't know if you guys heard of Celsius.
I haven't.
So basically, it's like keeping your money in a bank, and you're getting like interest on your money. But it's just crypto. So I have like half my portfolio in Celsius, and I get interest every week on my crypto there, and I have half just kept in cold storage in my Ledger. But yeah, I've been like involved in crypto since I don't want to say day one, but like 2013.
You're an early believer.
Because I feel like it's the future, even though we might not see like governments accepting it right now. At some point they will, and it's not going to be completely decentralized. I think the government will want to have their say in it, because that's how they'll tax you. So
yeah,
we might just see like all currency just convert it into digital currency, and then
I
I guess
agree,
I guess
actually.
we might just have like every country might have its own digital currency, so instead of carrying a wallet, you're just going to carry your phone now,
Yeah.
or armband in the future. I don't know. You just walk
Yeah.
out of the house with your
Yeah.
just one device, I
Like
guess.
a Fitbit.
Yeah, like that'll have all the information you require: your ID, your wallet, your
I actually think
house
the
key.
like debit card and credit card are becoming almost obsolete because like Apple Pay, you can pay from your phone, or they have like apps on the watch that you can just tap down. Like
Exactly.
that's kind of where the technology's going. Like you're in the future probably not even gonna have to have like a credit or debit card
I
like
mean,
in
yeah,
the
that's like
physical form.
that's the future, and people want convenience.
Yeah.
Initially,
Yeah.
people carried like coins. Then they were like, let's do paper money. Then they were like, hey, let's make this plastic thing that will govern how much
Yeah.
you have in
The
your account.
next step is just
Yeah.
technology, with
The next step
like
is like just,
digital.
hey, do you even need a plastic card to tell you how much money you have in your account? No, you don't.
Yeah.
You just tap your wristwatch or your phone, and you can make a transaction. And
Yeah.
what's the deal with having it in a certain form? Like, why not have it more protected?
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
which the blockchain actually does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the market doesn't sleep. So sorry to cut you off, but yeah, like the market doesn't sleep at all. Like if you
That's
want
what I
to
love.
from like Europe to, let's say, like Europe, you could do it in a matter of seconds. But if you do it via like a traditional banking system, it goes through Swift. It's going to take 3 days. They'll take a massive cut from it. Like, you lose, like, if you want to transfer, like, let's say $1,000, $30 goes to like the bank, and it takes about like 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 working days for that money to go, like, somewhere across the world. But if you do it by crypto, it's like fraction of that
Immediate.
cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like right away. It's like in
Yeah.
minutes the person would have money.
Absolutely. I also like the fact that it's a 24-hour market in the sense like the stock market only operates in trading for like what is it, 8 or 9 hours a day. It's
I
from
think that's
9:30
so
to 4.
outdated, honestly.
It's
Stocks should
like
be 24/7.
well, it's because generally it's like more domestic market oriented with stocks,
Yeah.
but with cryptos it's more of a global. But I think like that model should be adopted for most stock
Yeah, but
markets. Like
like
I
with
like the
the
24-hour personally.
also with the rise of internet-based businesses, people are even domestically people are working 24/7 nowadays.
I almost want there to be an international stock market created at some point. I feel like it's a good idea.
I think that's good chaos.
Let's see if the world powers could actually get that done.
I doubt it.
I doubt
I
it
mean,
as well.
There'd
there'll
be
be a lot
there'd
of
be like angry nations like going at each other trying to drive down stock prices when their
Yeah,
markets are
exactly.
open. That'd be funny.
you'd have like China stepping in and
Yeah.
controlling
Yeah. And then
majority.
the
I
US
will
driving down price, go back and forth.
I will give a warning to new crypto investors. When you choose a wallet, make sure it supports everything you're interested in and will buy, because you will lose a lot of money in fees. And if the wallet doesn't support the coin you really want to buy, it'll disappear because that block can still get secured. So then you got to figure out a way to get that back. So that did happen
Yeah.
to me. It was
I think Coinbase and like Binance is like your safe bet.
yeah. I think I might. I think I might go over to Coinbase because right now I have Exodus, but I just really like the way Exodus works. It's so convenient. But yeah, I think I'm gonna open up. I have a MetaMask already too, but I guess I'll go to Coinbase as well.
Yeah, Coinbase, like right now they're like booming. Have you seen
Yeah.
their stock?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they're
IPO'd at
going. They're going
250.
almost
crazy.
$100
Hit
billion.
400 in the
Like,
first day.
yeah,
Yeah,
IPO was massive.
insane. I was like, IPO at 200. These people think they're the hot shit. Like, goddamn.
It's because of how much money they manage
Yeah.
for crypto trading. They're number one. Their
Yeah.
IPO was absolutely huge.
Fidelity still blows them out of the fucking water though.
Just wait though, the crypto markets aren't mature yet. People think like they are, but crypto
it's
markets are only a
No, they're
fraction of
new.
the size.
Yeah, they're new.
Yeah. Like people are acting like the crypto markets like beyond what like they'd expect, but like it's really not. It's still so in its infancy for
I
me.
feel like a
Like,
lot of
it's
Gen Xers think it's a fad. Like a lot
it's
of
so
Gen
not.
Xers
Like,
are
they
like
don't
it's so
understand.
volatile. It's like, well, it's new. Like wasn't Apple volatile when you were a teenager? Like,
Yeah,
I will
people
say the
people
one.
couldn't give up their Blackberries. You know, they
yeah,
didn't. The iPhone was like, oh, nobody's gonna want a touch phone. You know
yeah,
that's gonna break. But now everybody has an iPhone
yeah,
or everybody
exactly.
has a touch phone. Like even like the Nokia's that you can buy, like the really cheap ones, it's all touch.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I have noticed about like the crypto markets is a lot of pricing is dictated off of how Bitcoin performs. So if Bitcoin, trends in one direction, a lot of the market will then follow it. I
well,
have noticed that. It's
it's
kind of
a
like the regulator of the market.
from my impression, it's basically like the more volume a token receives, the more money it's gonna be worth.
Well, sometimes, but like if there's a sell-off in Bitcoin, it generally affects the entire
People
market.
will sell off everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there is still some say. Like it controls 48% of the market share still. So it's like it represents almost half the entire crypto market.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's declining. It's actually declining because a few weeks back it was at like 54% and it's down 6% in like market share in a few weeks.
I only want to get other cryptos so I can eventually buy more Bitcoin. That's
Yeah.
that's the goal.
And Bitcoin will always be prominent. I actually think Ethereum, if you're looking to make money, like out of the two like large um, cryptos, this is not
Yeah.
advice either, but like Ethereum probably
Oh yeah,
has
none
more
of this is
potential to
financial
grow right now.
advice.
But
Yeah.
for like short-term investments, I think Ethereum's more attractive
I
than
think
Bitcoin.
yeah, Ethereum is a necessity if you want to buy anything other than Bitcoin. Because if you want to trade, if you want to buy like stuff that's coming up and new, most of the time it's going to be traded on ERC20.
Hmm. For sure. Those are all my thoughts. Sven, you're quiet. Any thoughts?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a lot about cryptocurrency. I've like looked up a little bit about Bitcoin and how it works, but I definitely don't think it's a fad though. That's silly.
No, it's not.
Like I do definitely
No.
think it's something with a lot of potential,
Boomers.
especially considering a lot of like it's like a legitimate way to pay for a lot of services will accept
Yeah.
Bitcoin as like a payment now.
Yeah, I mean, you were gonna see like this wave of like entrepreneurs who create businesses that help other businesses implement like crypto solutions, so they can start accepting crypto payments and all that.
Yeah. I've just been big into Ripple, Cardano, and VeChain. Those are like the three that I really enjoy right now. But that's just me.
I really
Personally.
looked into Ripple.
Ripple's good. There's
Yeah, it's a good.
Litecoin as well. There's um, Cardano is like it's really popping off right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like VeChain. If you check out VeChain too, it's for like global supply lines. They do like a lot of RFID tracking throughout the supply line for companies. They're working with Salesforce, Walmart in China, a lot of the Chinese government, like
Yeah,
BYD, stuff
I
like
have
that.
Tron. Have
Oh, you
you?
have Tron.
Yeah, Tron. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
have a
like Tron
lot of
as
Tron
well.
actually. Back in the day, it was like peanuts. Now they've gone up. Almost
Yeah.
all my portfolio is like up by at least 30-40%.
nice.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Congrats.
That's awesome.
The only thing I didn't touch was Dogecoin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We didn't touch it either. It's so funny though. Such a
Dogecoin
meme.
is a science experiment. That's
Yeah,
literally
that's
all it
just
is.
I feel like Elon is just trolling. He might have a massive stake in it, and he just wants the price to go up, to a
Yeah.
certain point.
Like there's no actual value delivered from Dogecoin token. Like it's
The
just
thing is though,
there.
I'm kind of with Nick in the sense that like if you're in the crypto market and you're buying Dogecoin because Elon Musk told you to, you probably shouldn't be in the cryptocurrency market.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the thing about cryptocurrency is once you buy in, you're not converting that back into cash for a long, long time. Like you
You're
have
just
a
gonna hold.
crypto
Yeah.
wallet now. Like you're
Yeah.
holding that crypto. You're not bringing that back to USD. Like
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty.
All right, I think I'll do my topic very briefly then. It's more just like um, it'll just be here. We can cut this part, but it'll just be like a little reaction part. Actually, hang on. I need to take 1 minute just to use the bathroom real quick, if that's chill.
Absolutely,
fine.
we'll just cut it
I'll
out.
be back in like 30 seconds.
We can just timestamp this.
But I think we'll just do this part real quick and then get into Reddit, so we won't make it take too long because we're already at an hour and a half.
I say we just skip Reddit.
Skip
we're
Reddit?
At,
That's
we're
fine.
at an hour 10.
Yeah, we're not at an hour and a half.
Yeah, but you guys should check out Celsius. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Celsius?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out, actually. That was one of the things you mentioned. I was like,
You can actually get paid for your crypto that you keep with them, and
So-
it's really safe.
Really?
Wait, your crypto stays there. You have your specified. So if it increases in market price, you still get access
It
to
goes up
that.
by- Yep.
And it just pays you interest on the amount you have in addition to the gains you already have in the market. That's interesting. I might have to take advantage of that.
Your money isn't frozen. You can pull it out anytime you want. Like just transfer it to any other wallet, take it out. It's just that. It's just they basically like lend it against the crypto. It's the same thing with the banking industry.
Yeah,
does.
that makes sense though because
That's how
you're
they pay
putting
you.
your money.
Exactly.
You're giving them access to your funds so that they can take risks lending to other people or something
I
along
think
the line.
Exodus offers something like that, actually.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm gonna check out Celsius. I might put my wallet in there or some.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Exodus's version of that is DAI, D-A-I.
Oh yeah, Dai does that too. Yeah. There's a couple of them, but I think Celsius currently is the biggest.
Okay, yeah.
I'll check that out. I gotta get on Coinbase as well, honestly.
Yeah,
I think the number one.
I think I might
price
switch
I've
over to
gotten-
Coinbase, honestly.
Everyone seems to be on the Coinbase train, although I don't think VeChain is on Coinbase yet. I think they're like trying to get
Coinbase
added.
doesn't have all the cryptocurrencies. They like really vet out each and every
Yeah.
currency.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the currencies they do have, it seems like, are more verified in the sense that they're a lot safer investments.
Yeah,
like
that's...
if, like I would say like Binance is like if you want to buy like something that's brand new, Binance is the place.
Okay, I might actually do Binance then in that case because I'm a bit more risky.
Yeah.
All the money you put in there, basically, you got to think of it like it's gone. If it
Yeah.
pays out, it pays out. If it doesn't pay out,
It's gone, yeah.
It's gone. Crypto thieves.
no, like there's a lot of people who got scammed in 2017, which I felt really bad because they didn't quite understand what it was.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you heard of the whole BitConnect scandal.
No.
I didn't. I've not.
Yeah, you should Google BitConnect, and you see their whole presentation of what they did. Like, I just don't know how people fell for it, but when people heard like, oh, somebody's making 100K like a month, like that's something I want to do, and they just double your money like every day. It was like if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel
All
like
right,
VeChain's too good to be true right now, but it's not. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think it's too good to be true.
No, neither do I.
There was honestly just a huge gain over the last week in crypto. It goes through like waves where there's just an exponential growth in some of them, and then they just sell off or hit lower highs and then go back up again at some point.
Yeah, that's the risk of being the crypto market. Like the stock market's like if you see a massive sell-off, it's because of something like drastic. Either the economy is crumbling, or the company has done something stupid, or there's a plane crash. The whole airline sector.
Right now, it seems to be an overvaluation in tech in the stock market. I think that's why tech sold off because a lot of the market cap is just like the company's valuations themselves they're just overbought in a lot of cases where the P to E ratio is out of whack.
A lot of money has been pumped in, to keep it afloat. Like we should not be that much of a bull market right now, but
well, it's because the
we shouldn't.
government pumps so
I don't
much
understand how we are.
It's all it's newly printed money that's being injected into the economy. That's why that's happening, I think.
And they made it so accessible with Robinhood, Webull, and basically anybody right now with a smartphone can buy stock. Even if you don't know a lot about it, we can buy stock.
Yeah, I
So
think that's more of why it's such a bullish market constantly, because there are tons of people just buying in, not really knowing what they're doing.
yeah, you have like so many of these retail traders getting in, pumping money, even if it's like $50, but if it's a big amount of people, getting in with $50, you'll see like a decent trend. Just the same thing with like the whole Nokia and like BlackBerry and
Yeah.
GameStop fiasco, but because that's only mainly because of the retail traders. They bought the
Yeah.
up, uh, whatever their market, analysis was.
Yeah, yeah.
Hedge funds.
Therefore, people are
Hedge
buying.
funds nightmare.
Yeah, Xbox is online. I think I should buy GameStop.
It's like Dogecoin. I think I should buy,
Same with Dogecoin. That's not like all that hype that they have with Dogecoin. That somebody's gonna hold the bag in the end. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
there's gonna be
Absolutely.
a day it's just gonna drop and then
Their day of reckoning is coming for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
The funnious part too is the companies they
Yeah, it's
always
just
select
gonna
are like
bottom
dying
out.
companies. They pick like BlackBerry, Nokia, and GameStop. Can you think of like three more on the out companies to choose?
I mean, yeah, they said I think BlackBerry's signing a deal with Canada, but I don't know how much market value they actually have, and what reach they have anymore. Even with, I mean, I know Nokia is bigger in like globally, but still,
Yeah.
like I don't see it as big in the US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's overbought. Most of those are overbought for sure. AMC as well.
AMC is like right now with the whole streaming sector, because I feel like it's just better watching a movie in the comfort of your house. It's
Yeah.
cheaper,
Yeah.
I would
I
say.
honestly think like the whole Wall Street bets thing is almost kind of a troll, just to short squeeze hedge funds. That's like what the concept is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go against like all money. You can try, but like
No, you
it's
They
can't.
just
win out in the end.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they always win. It's like the house always wins.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can get a few
absolutely.
jabs in, like yeah, okay, you can make a couple of bucks, but in the end, like they rig the game so much that there's no way you can win.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's their livelihood,
Yeah,
Like they
they've been
wake
doing it
up
for,
every
like
morning and this is what they do.
they might hate each other, but like if you try to get into their house, they're all gonna band together and kick your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's the same thing that happened with GameStop as well. Like I put I think $500 in on like the second day as it was going up, and I was like I just want to see where it goes. But yeah, all that stuff just the next day when Robinhood banned buying the stock, you could only sell it. Webull did the same thing. Like almost all the trading platforms did the same thing, and the retail investor couldn't buy more. So they
Yeah.
could only, and then that's when you saw like the newbies to it that they were like, oh shit, like I don't want to lose more money, let me sell it, and
yeah,
started selling.
absolutely.
Right now,
Because the house always wins.
yeah, the house always wins. Like when you come on top, in the casino and you've gotten those winnings, that's when you walk out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You made that few bucks, just walk out. Don't bet again.
That's a good point.
So yeah, speaking of things that are in the news recently, I'm sure we've discussed this already on our episodes, but the ruling finally came out for the Derek Chauvin trial with the murder of George Floyd. So basically, just to keep things short, because I'm sure you all seen it in the news, the ruling basically said that Chauvin would be he was originally released on bail, but he just got convicted. Or sorry, he was originally arrested and charged with second degree murder, and he was just convicted of second degree murder, third degree murder, and second degree manslaughter. So basically, he was convicted on all the charges that he was charged with. And that was kind of surprising to me, at least, because usually, like these kind of situations, just because of the influence they have, like the police unions, for example, I just didn't think he would get more than like 5, 10 years. But since he's getting all three charges, he's getting 75 years, which is kind of crazy. But I think after seeing the footage from the incident, I think it's right. I think it's right that he gets that long. Like it was clearly like the problem is with the legal system, like the definitions between like second and third degree murder and manslaughter, they're all kind of like they're not that different from one another. So like first degree murder is like if you plan out a murder and you were plotting to do it and then you killed somebody on purpose. Second degree is like I believe second degree is just like when you killed somebody in the moment. Like you kind of just like you maybe didn't want to kill them, but you still killed them. That's second degree. And third degree is very similar. It's more just like you killed them because you were being reckless, and not like being regarding their well-being. And then with manslaughter, it's reckless, but it's unintentional. So there's like very gray lines between the three. But I believe that if he's like serving his 75 years is what was right, because if you see the camera footage where he takes him back out of the car once he was safely in the car, or maybe not safely, but he had the situation under control basically. And if he had, like, for example, injured him and then he died from just putting him in the car, then maybe I would say manslaughter. But the fact that he took him out of the car and then kneeled on his neck, I think that makes it is what makes it second degree. So I just want to know what you guys' thoughts on this whole trial is, and a little bit of like a little feedback on if you think like your opinion on the whole verdict.
You wanna?
Go ahead.
All right. You wanna go first,
I'm fine with
Huh?
anything.
Avi?
Yeah. I think I'm surprised he got manslaughter and murder together, but hey, he deserved the max sentence, and he got like 75 years in prison. So end of the day, I think the jury made the right call. Like, there's a clear part in the video where Chauvin is telling, while he's kneeling on his neck, he's like, "You better get in the car," and George Floyd is like, "Okay, I'll get in the car. I'll stop. I'll get in the car." And he repeats that for like a minute straight, and Chauvin just stays there. And then even after he goes silent, Chauvin still stays there. It's like, come on, dude. Like, well,
Yeah, it's
what did you
clearly
think was
murder.
gonna happen? Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think it's a great verdict. Justice was served. Great for the Floyd family, but it's only the beginning. And the system definitely needs to change. There needs to be police reform, and the way Americans treat each other needs to be improved as well. I think you will see police reform and criminal justice reform as well. One caveat I will say is, as soon as Chauvin goes into general population in that prison, he's screwed. Okay, he is gonna be, either shanked or sexually abused. I mean, he's gonna be tortured essentially in that prison.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I bet they're
great
gonna put him in
sentencing, but
max.
he's not making it
Yeah.
75
I mean, I
years.
doubt.
I
I
mean,
That's what I'm
doubt.
saying.
I
I bet they're gonna
putting
put him in.
Gen Pop. Honestly,
They're probably putting
well,
him in
now
maximum
He's
he'll
security
end
or
up at
something.
some point in Gen Pop.
Solitary confinement right now, right? I don't know how long
Yeah.
he's been there,
But
but
for the rest of his life, it's impossible to keep someone in solitary forever, isn't it? Start talking to imaginary people at some point.
I think they've done that to a lot of people. Like they just get that 1 hour of outdoor time, and you just spend
Okay.
20 hours in a.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Especially if,
people
if
who.
they're like a high value target, like what she is,
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's gonna want to stay in there as long as possible.
that's true.
Yeah, so I was gonna say if they
If
put
once he
some.
comes into general public, like he's gonna face the rat. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say the people who go into prison for like heinous crimes like like racist murders and like assault, abuse of like women and children, they always get like beat the shit out of in prison. So they're probably gonna keep him in the solitary
yeah, they're
confinement.
probably gonna keep
But-
him somewhere he can stay safe. I love
But-
that my taxpayer dollars will help him stay safe.
Yeah. I mean, he literally like there's really no way to say that he didn't kill this guy. Like he
Yeah,
didn't kill George
absolutely.
Floyd. Like it's like I'm not even like it's not even like it's like up for debate. Like the defense has no like their arguments haven't been strong watching the trial. like saying that he was on drugs. Like, yes, George Floyd was on drugs, but drugs aren't what killed him. And even if he was on drugs, it doesn't mean he deserved to die. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
outrageous.
he wasn't resisting.
Yeah.
That
No, not at
like
Yeah.
all.
the whole thing
Like, he was
is
freaked out clearly.
the cops shouldn't be like the judge and the executioner. Like
Yeah.
they're there to make the arrest and then that's it. They're not supposed to kill the person regardless of what the crime is. Unless and until their life is in risk. Yeah, then
Yeah.
like, with all means.
Yeah.
But if the person is like complying and they're on the floor, like
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
reason to
And he wasn't armed either. It's like
No,
he
he
wasn't even
wasn't.
like wasn't like he was like shooting people and stuff. Like he literally was just freaking out.
Well, they
because he
got
didn't
him
expect
in the
to be
car,
there.
and then he pulled him
Yeah.
back out. I mean, we
That's
covered
what's
this last week,
ridiculous.
but,
Yeah, see,
or
I don't
2
want to go
weeks
too
ago.
much into it,
but
but I just
that's just
think
ridiculous. Like,
I just wanted to like mention this because this is like huge news.
I think
Just because.
body cams are huge. Body
yeah
cams are
that
so
that's
great.
yeah
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's
that was
huge
a
for
big step.
how the public gets to see what's going on.
Yeah, because
I feel like even training needs to be, I guess, main focus. Like because I took this criminal justice course as an elective, and we had one of the not state actually, city captains teach the course, and he was like, yeah, like you have people who work for Amazon get trained way more than like a city cop. So I feel like they need to be trained into like with high pressure situations. They need to know what to do because
yeah,
like most of the cases you see right now is like they're acting on like you know
instinct.
yeah like instant without any like disregard of what's happening in the whole like
Yeah,
situation. So I guess police training is something, even if they don't want to go for like complete reform, I guess train the people more.
Yeah.
The people who are going into the force with these high pressure situations on
yeah,
what to do next. Like
Yeah.
instead of escalating the situation, like
de-escalate.
de-escalate. Like see
Yeah.
what I can do to like calm the person who's uh, committed the crime like more down. Like you don't want to go into a face off with people around,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
now with,
exactly.
with the camera on your body. Like we can see what you're basically doing.
And like,
So
Yeah.
as
They have to learn. I think they also have to learn how to deal with unconventional situations because the police never really get trained to deal with like mental health crises
exactly,
or
yeah,
addicts. They're always just trained for like robbers, like the
yeah,
traditional
yeah,
like sense. Like there needs to be more training with these kind of unique kind of like instances where the person who may be committing the crime because they're not in the right mind state. Like
I think one big like misperception about like the way we train police is like the job of a cop isn't to make arrests. The job of a cop is to maintain a community, is to maintain the peace. It's to keep everyday life stable. That's the job of a police officer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the
job's to
only
keep
way you're
things
really gonna
civil.
get that to happen, like the community needs, like this is the where I envision police reform taking place is you have to get communities more behind policing in the sense that people in that community should be representing them in the police force. You shouldn't have a guy from the suburbs coming to then police inner cities where the demographics are completely different. He hasn't been bias
the way
trained
of life
correctly.
is completely
Way of
different.
life's different. You have to have people from those streets in the police force who are going to have better ties with the community. They have shared experiences or similar experiences growing up as those other people. Like that's how you fix policing because until you do that, I don't really see these situations getting solved. I mean, you can do some bias training to try and help it, but I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
still think like trying to get more people locally to buy into joining police forces is the easiest way to fix the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the changes I'd like to see, just more local representation in police forces would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Representation and training methods, and because like a lot of like I said, like was we just mentioned was kind of a lot of their methods are kind of just like outdated and just like not. There's sort of sometimes not enough training.
Yeah,
as
it's way
well.
too easy to become a cop too. It only takes like a
Yeah.
few months, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty
We could all
crazy.
just become cops right now.
Yeah.
Let's become entrepreneurs like Nick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so justice has been served. I think everyone's on the same page with that. And with that, I think we're going to close out the show. Alex, you want to send us out?
Yeah, sure. So, all right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this. This was episode 30 of Straight No Chaser. That's right. We're already at 30. So keep up the support. Make sure to like this video, leave some comments, and subscribe to our channel. And you can also follow us on Instagram, straightnochaser.ent. So tune in next week. More content is coming out soon. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Have a
coming
good
on,
one,
Nick.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
Rob.
so much, Nick.